Oh, there we go. All right, guys, we're going to be talking about buying a car in Costa Rica. It's a thing here. If you're thinking about a car in Costa Rica, you're going to live in Costa Rica, you do not want to miss this video, and we're going to get to it in about 45 seconds. Guys, I'm Michael Allen from TravelCostaRicaNow.com. We're up here at the relocation retreat. This isn't about the relocation retreat, but real quick, if Costa Rica's on your radar, thinking you might want to live here, but you're not quite sure, this is a 6-7 day event. We don't care if you move to Costa Rica, but what we want to do is give you information so you can make a good decision whether Costa Rica is right for you or it's, honey, we're moving to Belize. So all that information, we got one coming soon. We would love to see you here. It's worth the contacts alone. People like Alli, you're gonna meet her. She speaks at this relocation retreat. Anyway, all that information is in a link in the description. Again, I would love to see you there. If you haven't subscribed, please do. YouTube's hard these days. And if you wanna see videos as we put them up, hit the notification bell. And doesn't the Arenal volcano look good? Anyway, Alli, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah.
Shake my hand.
Okay.
We gotta shake hands, All right, so you're thinking about living in Costa Rica. You're not sure where you're going to live, but you're probably going to be thinking about a car at some point. You do not just go pick up a car. Now, we might go a little bit about should you ship or buy here. That's going to be really quick, but I want you to first say what the differences of buying a car here is, and then we're going to tell them what you do to help that process, we'll say.
Different from the U.S.
Yes, yes,
Canada.
or Canada, whatever, or first world stuff. So what's the difference? Why is it a thing? You know, when you...
So in the U.S.
You can talk to me, by the way.
Okay, in the U.S. and Canada, we have, regulatory bodies. There's ways to check cars. There's Carfax. You can go to a new car agency. You can test drive a vehicle. You can do your trim package. You can pick it out. You can even drive away the same day. Here in Costa Rica, it's different. If you want a new car, you're going to have to order in advance, and if you're doing used, it's really a hard process to go through that car to find out if it's had accidents, if it's, miles are correct, kilometers are correct, they've been changed. So you really need an expert who can see those things in a vehicle, because you're not going to just be able to get online and look it up.
And first of all, I want to say, if you guys don't know, I think roughly any car you get here is double the price from wherever you are. Mm-hmm. Is that true?
Yep. I always like to say, imagine what you can get for $10,000 in the United States. It's going to be $20,000 to $25,000.
Now, I want to share a quick story. So we were looking for a car. My ex was looking for a car about 9 years ago, and we decided to go to a town by us, so kind of close, an hour away, Gracia. They're kind of known to have these little used car places. They got 20 in their lot over here. So D'Angelo, being D'Angelo, we were running VIN numbers.
Yeah.
So we would go to the guy, hey, we like this car, and he'd go, oh, that car? That's from North Carolina, from an old lady that one-time user, and you're gonna love this car, and we can work a deal.
Right.
We ran the VIN number. That old lady was a hurricane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
And we would kind of laugh. I don't know if they were actually lying or just didn't know, or a little bit of both. Every car, we went to a bunch of different shops. So we didn't go that route. We liked looking at the cars, and they all, hey, we can work with you on the deal. And the other thing, real quick, I think we need to discuss is all used cars, almost all, are rolled back at least 50,000 miles, I would say. Is that true?
Not all.
Okay.
But a huge amount of vehicles are rolled back. So all imports from the United States, if you don't do the importing or know somebody that you trust who does the imports aren't bad if you import the right car, but you have to know it from start to finish, right? If you just go to Gracia, these guys are importing cars, they're getting them out of auction, they're getting flood cars, accident cars, damaged cars, they're getting them for dirt cheap.
They're getting kind of the shittier cars in a way.
Of course, because the margins are higher, right? And there's no recourse for them here, right? The requirement in Costa Rica for standing behind your vehicle is a 30-day engine and transmission warranty only through a dealership. Through a private party, there's nothing. As soon as you drive away, that problem is all yours.
I also, what was I going to say? Oh, real quick, the thing with, Jesus, that's a big bus. The thing is, I'm here. So the thing with a lot of people go, Michael, what about just shipping my car to the U.S.? Well, I probably did a video probably 10 years ago. I am not big on shipping your car unless you love your car, it's from your grandmother, been in your family for 50 years.
Yeah.
But the thing is with the shipping, you're talking about, it can be upwards to like 72% import tax. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And it can be whatever. So that Kelly Blue Book thing,
No,
they don't know. They don't know about that. So you can't.
They have their own.
Yeah, they got their own. And so
Yep.
I've always kind of said, unless you really are in love with your car,
Right.
I think it's probably more cost effective because you can find a good used car here.
Yes.
So now, if you do your due diligence,
Right.
So with all these things, here's the problem. Do you guys know how to run VIN numbers? Do you know where to look? Do you know where to look? And so this is where Alli comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So let's explain kind of what you do
Right.
for somebody.
Yeah. So if the cars come from the United States, you can do a VIN check, right? So you can gather some information from that. I stick to national vehicles. Reason being is that you're able to oftentimes get a one-owner car.
Wait, when you're saying national, you're talking about
Costa Rica.
here in Costa Rica?
Yeah.
Okay.
Costa Rica or Panama.
Right.
Where the cars are already in kilometers, there are common cars sold here. Parts are available. Mechanics know how to fix them. Easy resale. Cars that hold their value. And then searching for one-owner cars. Really is huge. 2 owners. You can talk to the owners. Do you have maintenance records? I can verify these kilometers. We've got a scanner that can actually go in and scan to see if the kilometers have been changed. It doesn't show up on all cars because some cars' computer systems don't release this information. But we know all the signs. Look at the steering wheel. That starts to happen right at about 50,000 kilometers. This starts to happen. Look at the pedal. Look how things have been worn. If you want to check for accidents, it's got to be visual. You've got to know how to check a car to see, has this been fixed here? Has this been fixed here? Is there, Bondo here? Because, because the thing is, it's like silicone. We see it all. Grandpa's belt. They'll repair cars in the craziest ways. So the thing is that if you go into the system here and you go into the National Registry and you start looking up a car, it can show an accident. And it can show an accident because a motorcycle hit your mirror. Now you got an accident on your record. But you could have a front end collision and you can pay the guy off. Go to your friend, fix the car, and it's never going to be in the registry.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I want to say real quick, so you also have to watch kind of the car you're either importing. Let's say you're bringing your Volvo down to Costa Rica. That's a great car. Well, guess what?
I had one.
Good luck in getting that fixed here or finding parts for it. And that's a thing, and it's very important. So your car that you're thinking, well, I love my car, I'm going to bring it down here. Well, guess what? Maybe they don't work on your car here. Maybe
you want to wait a month for parts, ordering them from the States. This happens to people all the time.
And I also want to say real quick, your guy, why are you talking about cars and stuff? I'll tell you why, because you don't want to start anything in Costa Rica you want a contact. The reason I circle myself or recommend people is because I circle myself with people that I would have my mom use. You're going to get transparency, you're going to get honesty. Now, she's going to make a dime, but not at your expense. So these people are hard to find. Good cars are hard to find. She's got even the mechanic, like wherever you're at, wherever you decide to live in Costa Rica, if it's, I don't know, you're out in maybe more of a, not so out of the city, can you find a mechanic to work on your car? It's a whole nother thing. But getting that car, guys, it is going to be double the price, and you got to know that already. So
without the trinkets. You know what I mean? So RAV4 in the United States, it's got, it drives itself. I just rented one, it's like push the button, stays in the line, stops for you. These features are rare here, and you don't want them. The climate, the humidity, the less electronics, the better. I kind of wish cars still had those.
This is a good point.
You know what I mean? Because window motors go. You know what I mean? So, just really simple, but functional. Functional, easy to fix, common, and right for where you're going to live. Don't get the wrong car for where you live. If you
see, this is important, guys. I was talking to her yesterday. I did buy a little car from my friend Johnny. It's a little Suzuki Vitara. Now, it's cute around Fortuna because it's pretty flat here. It's not too hard on the engine. Now, when I was down in Uvita with my son on that road trip, maybe some of you guys saw those videos, I was literally going up like this. My poor car. Alli, I felt so bad. We had to get out and push a couple times. So you really want to, what's your area and what's car should you be having? Because you were talking yesterday in your presentation. I mean, there's just a few cars that you would kind of say, okay, you're going to live in Uvita, which is a big, everyone goes to Uvita nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
Or Summit or some of these hillier places, you need a serious freaking 4x4.
And not an all-wheel drive. I rarely would put somebody into a RAV4 in that area unless they live on the flats of Uvita down by the beach and they go to visit friends every once in a while up the mountain. But real 4x4s with a real 4x4 differential, with a locking differential that can get you out of those sticky situations so you're not out pushing.
You know, I was just going to ask, I'm so bad with these cars, and you're talking like a car person like you are. I'm like, okay, 4x4 and all-wheel drive, what's the difference?
A real 4x4 that has a locking low differential that will lock the tires so you can get out.
I'm going to four-wheel right now, and it's going to give me the power
It's going to lock, right? And all-wheel drives are typically built on a car chassis, right? So you want a truck chassis, and you want the ground clearance. You know, that's what really is a car that can handle the mountains, and it's not going to shake to bits. And what I see is cars, you know, these little SUVs on car chassis, they shake apart. All of a sudden, everything's falling apart in the suspension because you're beating it on those roads.
And you know, Costa Rica is known for its really good roads. I don't know if you know that.
They're lovely. Well, I mean, the scenery is beautiful.
I got to admit, okay, they're better than they were, but they're still a little rough in some places.
Roads are rough.
So guys, this car thing is real. And here, again, you don't want to come down here. A lot of you guys like me, and you, I heard your story, we're on a budget. We just can't, when we get a car, we want to make sure, A, it starts, can I get where I want to be? And you don't want to go, oh shit.
Right.
What do I do? Where do I take it? Can I get the parts? And now you might be in trouble with, you know, bills.
Well, and the biggest problem is that people don't spend enough on their car up front. They think that they can save money on their car, which I did too, right? But the problem is you buy a cheaper car today, and I can guarantee you that extra $5,000 that you would have spent to actually get you in the reliable car, you're going to spend it in the first year repairing it, and you're not going to have a car to drive. So you're going to be emotionally drained and frustrated.
So just to be clear, so I had a guy that would find you cars, kind of like what you do, but I think he was using his own rental car. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand. So they were filling out my form on my page, and it says what's your budget?
Right.
And it doesn't say you should probably look into something. Yeah, I don't have which I should change.
Yeah.
But somebody will go, oh, $12,000.
Yeah.
Well, $12,000 here is a shit car.
Yeah.
And you're going to be disappointed, so you're going to be, Alli, I'm on a budget, $12,000. Well, in the States, $12,000 might get you past whatever you're doing. Here, you're getting basically a $5,000-$6,000 car in the States. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be at the mechanic, looking for a mechanic.
Right.
And so I think what Alli's saying, which I think is true, budget more than you think you need for your car, because I think that's how important it is here, especially if a car is going to be important in your life here.
Well, and it will be. You know, it's like, where are you placing your investments when you get here is the thing that you have to consider, because to enjoy this beautiful country, you're going to want to travel. You're going to want to move. You're going to want to visit friends. You want to go to the volcanoes and the waterfalls, and you need a car.
Right. Well, anybody that's watched my channel, see, I know this sounds like an infomercial, guys. I realize it sounds like we're trying to sell you a car. Now, I live in Fortuna. I went without a car for 17 years. I'm biking, I'm going to the grocery store that way. But most people, actually Fortuna's really not big for gringos, but most people are in Uvita, they're in Samara, they're in hilly places, they're up the mountain, and you can't get away, you need a car. But you can't, it sounds good when you go, I'm gonna budget when I move there, I'm gonna ride the bus in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will for a week, and you'll be like, fuck that.
I'll walk to the grocery store. You better start at 4 a.m. in Uvita, because it's gonna be scalding hot.
So, but the reason I'm making this video is because that's how important it is for the car, right?
Yeah, it is. I think it's one of the most important investments in coming here.
Yeah, don't try to, what you said, don't try to go, well, I'll spend 10,000.
Right.
Yeah, well, yeah, you will initially, and then you're gonna be spending about 7 or 8 in the next year and a half fixing that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I find cars for people. We fix cars prior to sale. We do our best to back these cars by getting warranties and stuff. But you know what? I'll also give free advice. Like, you got questions, like, send me a message. I'll give you tips. I've been here doing this for, I've been doing the cars for 3 years. I had 2 years of bad car experiences myself. And it's like, there's really just a few things that you need to consider when looking at a car that you really have to be aware of that people aren't thinking about because it's not what we're used to.
Right. So, guys, if you're looking for a car, go to info or go to my website, Travel Costa Rica Now. Scroll down a little bit, fill out the form, and I'm gonna shoot it over to Alli, and she's gonna hook you up. And you know what? If you have Alli's transparent. If there's an issue, or you go, Alli's not what she said she was, or I feel like she ripped me, tell me.
Yep.
It's not going to happen because I already vetted her. I know her track record. That's why I'm using her. Anyway, Alli, thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
If a car is in your future and you want to live in Costa Rica, I think Alli might be a great option to get you in a good used car or help you even buy a used, give you tips. If you're just going to buy, she doesn't want your money necessarily. Maybe you just want to ask her a few questions and send you on your way.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm Michael Allen from TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Guys, things are going to pop up. And if you're thinking about living or traveling anywhere, always do your homework and research. And if it's Costa Rica, I'm going to save my videos. All right. Ciao.